Is in that neighborhood now. Mark, what is the latest?
Well, Ron, the latest is that a team of investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board in Washington have finally arrived in this devastated Cerritos neighborhood. They have been expected here all day. They just arrived. We've got about 50 to 60 people here, and as you can see behind me, there is a lot of activity going on. There is heavy equipment going through, searching through the rubble for any possible bodies that may be lying under the rubble, as well as parts of the jet aircraft that lay destroyed here. Now, those investigators are expected to spend quite a bit of time here. They're looking for clues, looking for what happened here. They're going to be sifting through the rubble of what was once a quiet, clean neighborhood, and once again searching for clues, any evidence for what led to one of the worst air disasters ever in Southern California. It is a gruesome and terrible task that workers have before them this Labor Day. Throughout the morning, the bodies of victims were placed in bags, on stretchers covered with white sheets, and then taken away by LA County coroners. The death and destruction from Sunday's crash were everywhere, and even hardened veterans were shaking their heads in horror.
Mark, in over 22 years with Los Angeles County Fire, the worst thing I've seen was the helicopter crashes in the 60s of LA Airways. This is the worst air disaster in Los Angeles County history. For
the families here, the tragedy was just beginning. Frank Estrada came home to find 3 members of his family were gone.
I was water skiing when I found out.
How did you find out?
So the lady came and got us, and I had to call my friend and told him to call her house to talk to my mom, my brother.
And you've been able to find out that your mom's okay?
My mom, my youngest brother, yes.
And the rest of the family?
My dad, my sister, and my brother were in the house.
Paul Wayne, his wife, and baby boy came home to find their home had been half destroyed. They haven't been allowed back in.
50% burn damage, and we were at the beach yesterday.
And an exhausted Arnie Nelson and his family drove all night from Arizona when they heard what had happened. Luckily, their house wasn't damaged.
Feel pretty lucky?
Yeah, because it went right over the house, so pretty lucky.
These and other families huddled together in the Red Cross Emergency Center at Cerritos High School, where food, clothing, and shelter were provided. Psychological counseling was also available as Red Cross officials scrambled to help the stunned residents.
From what we've heard from most of the people, there's been no damage to most of their houses. They just happen to be in an affected area that is cordoned off by the Sheriff's Department at this time.
As workers sifted through the rubble of the Cerritos neighborhood, a team of investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board in Washington arrived. Their job is to try and determine exactly why the Aeromexico DC-9 collided with the Piper PA-28. Investigators believe that the smaller plane may have inadvertently strayed into the descent lane of the DC-9, intruding into the so-called terminal control area, or the restricted airspace that only commercial aircraft are allowed in. Investigators have also recovered the so-called black box or cockpit voice recorder, and that is expected to yield them valuable information. And their investigation is expected to last between 6 to 10 weeks. Now we're on with an NTSB news conference set for 2 p.m. this afternoon. We hope to bring you the latest information that investigators have. We expect it to be preliminary. There's probably not much they're going to say, but we will certainly have that for you as soon as possible. Meanwhile, let's give you a bit more information about the victims on board that Aeromexico DC-9. We understand now that 27 of the 58 aboard were Americans, and that 10 people are still missing here on the ground, and officials still haven't confirmed the number of dead here. As you can see behind me, they're still going through, searching for bodies all morning. They have been bringing bodies, parts of bodies. It's a gruesome thing to observe and a certainly gruesome thing to talk about, but this is going to go on for some time as they try and get an accurate count of what happens, and of course we'll bring you all this information throughout the day, and of course the 9 o'clock news tonight. Ron?
Mark, it appeared to me as you were speaking that one of the officials was moving that barricade behind you slightly. Now we have concentrated on that 2 or 3 block area. Have you heard of any pieces of airplane falling anywhere else around Cerritos?
No, we haven't. The investigation, as you can see, it's centered here. This is where the main central impact of it took place. Now, the investigators will be combing out, and police and other officials have been combing out through the neighborhood looking for pieces. Right now, they feel that the largest part of it is right here, and right behind us, there's a large part. Pieces, very large pieces, which the heavy machinery you see behind me are going through, but they feel that pretty much everything that they're going to be able to recover is right here. They'll be able to piece together, hopefully piece together, the majority of the plane, and that